Hey, what's up guys? Mr. Roark again. We're going to finish out this unit looking at how to find the surface area of parallelograms. And this unit is going to be pretty short and pretty easy, and I think it's kind of a good warm-up for you guys. So we just finished covering surface area of rectangles and squares, which base times height, pretty easy. Now we're going to look at how to find the surface area of parallelograms, which also base times height, so it shouldn't be too difficult. There's one like little caveat, one little exception we're going to use on this activity. But like I said, this one's going to be a pretty short unit, pretty easy, and then we're going to get into another activity that also correlates and goes along with this unit. Okay. So with that being the case, I'm going to go and show you guys how to find the surface area of a parallelogram. Okay. I'm going to go and draw one up here on the board, and as I do, I'm going to explain to you guys what we're looking for on a parallelogram. Okay. Now again, in your foldout, if you get confused at any point, you're going to be able to scan this, which it seems like most of you, if you're watching this video, have already done. Scan the QR code that's going to be on this side, and then I will walk you through how to solve this particular problem like I did on the other two. Okay? So with that being the case, I'm going to go and show you guys what we're looking for when we solve for the surface area of a parallelogram. Now I'm going to go and call this bottom part down here 16. I'm going to call this over here 8, and then I'm also going to include one over here on the side as 9. Okay? We're going to be dealing with inches on this activity, so I'm going to go ahead and put inches on all three of these, and then we're going to go get going. Now, the surface area formula for a parallelogram is the exact same as it was for the rectangle and the square. A equals base times height. Okay? Whenever you're solving for this problem, remember the base down here, this B stands basically for, you can say bottom or base. So in this case, if I put my formula over here, on your star sheet it's going to look like A equals BH. Okay? But the B in this case is going to be my 16. So A equals 16 times my height. Now, here's where a lot of people get confused, 7th graders and even some 8th graders as well. You have two numbers here. Okay, we've already used 16. 16's right here. We have an 8 and we have a 9. Which one do I use? Well, this one here is what's called a slant height. Okay, this is not an accurate reflection of how tall this shape is. If I'm standing straight up like this, for example, right now I'm about 6 feet 2 inches tall. But if I start to lean back, what happens to my height is it starts to I basically get shorter and shorter. Okay, so like maybe like right now I'm 5'10". Okay. But back up here, you probably even saw, as I went down from here up to here, I actually got a little bit taller, okay? So we don't want this number here. We don't want the slant height. We want this height here, okay? So with that being the case, I'm going to do 16, which is again my base or my bottom, times my height, which in this case is going to be 8, okay? Now, this is just like it was before. If I multiply 16 times 8, I'm going to get for my answer 128. Since we're talking about inches, I'm going to include inches squared. Okay, and again, what that inches squared means is basically if I had a bunch of little squares that were 1 inch by 1 inch, okay, that I would need 128 of these squares right here to fill this space. Okay, that's how parallelograms work in solving for the surface area of parallelograms. When we talk about surface area, we're talking about just covering the surface of that shape, okay? In the next unit, we're going to look at surface area as well, but it's going to be a little bit more complex, okay? Thanks, guys.